guys, Kaylin at Elvin Mill Farm. Today I'm going to make a quick video on a new toy I've got. I have to get eggs washed for farmer's market tomorrow evening, and I have a new egg scrubber. And actually my daughter ordered it. She originally took over the eating egg side of our egg business, and I was doing the hatching eggs and the chicks and all that kind of stuff. Things were super busy and I was not able to keep up with all of it. So she took that over, but she did not like washing by hand. And so she asked if she could use her own money and buy an egg washer. I said absolutely. So she got online and looked them up. And the one she went with is the little egg scrubber. And I'll post a link to where she got it from. And I actually really like it. It sits down in the sink, but the power cord, is out of the way. I've used it for a couple weeks now. And I wanted to before I decided whether or not I thought it was worth recommending. It came with an enzyme and a scrub brush, and I don't actually always use both of those, but they're handy to have when I do use them. I'm not sure I would recommend it for your average small flock, just because it is a little pricey, but given the amount of eggs I wash, I'm okay with reimbursing her the money she spent since she no longer wants to do the eating egg side of the business, because it did cut down a lot of the time that I spend washing eggs. So now I'm only using this right now for eating eggs. I haven't tried it for hatching eggs, and I'm actually done hatching for this season, so I probably will not try it on hatching eggs till next year when I start hatching again. But for the time being, I would stick with washing by hand, just because it does kind of tumble them a bit, and I'm not sure how they would handle the rotation as far as the embryo inside if you're going to hatch them. But I'm going to get everything moved over to the sink and show you how I do it. I do it a little bit differently than she did, which sped me up just a little bit more, and every minute counts when you're washing a whole bunch. But I do like it for the eating eggs, so give me a few seconds and we'll switch over. Okay, so I'm set up in the sink, and I apologize for the angle, but there's not much I can do about it, and frankly I'll just be happy if my phone does not fall in the soaking water. So as long as we can stay attached, we're good to go. Okay, so the enzyme that comes with it, it calls for a tablespoon per 5 gallons of water that is 20 degrees above room temperature. I just put some warm water in this side of the sink and just dump some in. Like I said, I don't always use this, but I do occasionally. And then these have to soak for 10 minutes, and these guys have already been soaking for a bit. And then you put your machine in the other side, and I don't know if you can see very clearly, but I run the cord up and wrap it around the sprayer nozzle before I plug it in. Just, I don't know, it makes me feel safer, like the power strips or power cord's not going to fall in, but it is what it is. And then over here these are the trays out of my incubator. I'm not hatching right now, but I do use them as I wash the eggs to let it dry before I put them in my egg cartons for the market. Okay, so this is in this side of the sink, and you turn the water on, and it takes me a few minutes to get it where I need it and adjust it correctly and all that good stuff. Okay, so the water is running down this shelf, and the eggs go in here, and this helps wash down all the dirt that comes off of them. So I always put it in here and get the water going a little bit, and then flip my switch. Okay, and then here's how I do it. I grab 3 eggs and stick 1 in each little nook. There's a little cutout where, I don't know if you can see the color, but there's green scrubbers in the middle, and each one fits there. And then while they're spinning, I go ahead and grab 3 more. And this way I keep track in my head of which ones are which. And so I'll pull out this one, put a new one in so it can start spinning, and I double check for any spots it may have missed, and I move it over to the drying rack. Same thing with the middle one. Double check on the rinsing and all that. And then occasionally, like this one didn't go very long, but you can see there's a little bit of mess on it. And so I just kind of hand scrub that stuff off, but it actually does a pretty good job that I don't normally have very many of those. the same thing, so let those go for a few minutes. I put 3 more in my hand, switch them out, and the difference is my daughter was letting them go and then taking all 3 out before she added new ones, and I found that this lets me kind of move just a tiny bit faster. Like I said, I mean, every minute does count when you do entirely too many things at once. These are the duck eggs, and I'm going to show you how they go. I don't know if you can see the color. So I raise cougars, and they actually lay black eggs early in the season, but as the season goes on, it switches to more of a gray or white. I'm going to put those in. Okay, so with the Cayuga eggs, I let them go for a few minutes, and I'll go ahead and grab 3 more eggs, because now I'm going to show you the scrubber pad. Okay, so they're clean. All the gunk is off of them. But I struggle to sell them to people because of the gray coating that's on them. So the little scrubber that came with them is actually really handy for this, because it just lets me wipe over them very quickly. I don't do this for the ones that we're going to eat or for friends, but for market eggs, because people buy with their eyes first, for whatever reason, the gray color weirds people out. And so now, it's nice and pretty and white. And so they're easier to sell that way. And I mean, you can tell, I mean, an egg would break if I was having to scrub really hard, but I literally just run it over that. I don't do it on the chicken eggs, because where my chicken eggs are colored, people aren't really weirded out by weird patterns or that kind of stuff in the color on them. But for whatever reason, the duck egg bothers people a lot. And so, again, nice white egg. But you can see, I mean, it actually moves pretty quick. And like I said, it saved a whole lot of time. And if I was back to just a few chickens, I would never bother with this. But given that, I mean, during peak season, we get, I want to say, anywhere from 4 to 6 dozen chicken eggs a day. And that gets old washing that fast. But I'm going to get these washed off real quick. I'm not going to wash all of them during this video. Okay, so once I get my eggs washed, I just turn this off, turn the water off, and normally these cases will be sitting over there out of the way. But then when I'm done, I shake it off and set it out on a towel to dry, and that's literally it. So, like I said, handy little toy to have. Kind of expensive, but definitely worth the amount of time I save. So check them out if you're interested. Like I said, I'll post the link and you guys can see what you think. But thanks for stopping by, guys.